wanted to share with you in this video a set of Halloween nails that I just recently did on a client. So if you're interested in seeing how I did them, then stick around. So this client had some fall nails and I'm doing a fill on her. And if you want to see how I did this set of fall nails, that video is up in the top right hand corner. I did it from beginning to end, just like I'm going to do with this one. So aren't they pretty? I love the colors of them. They definitely say fall. So I'm shortening right now with my Cylander Bit. And as always, I'll put the links of the products that I use in this video down in the description with coupon codes if there's a coupon code. Some of them are affiliate links, just so you guys know if you're buying from them, and some are not, but I will have them all down there. So I'm just showing you one hand on my client. I'm not going to, oh, forgive me, I guess I'm showing the shortening of both hands, but when I apply the gel, hard gels and whatnot, I show just one hand. Now I'm going to do the removal of the color and check for lifting, and I'm using a coarse Carbide bit, and again all the bits will be down in the description. There's some bits that I'm using from Amazon, some from Erika's ATA. It's a mix, so I'll just have them down there, make it easier for you to find them. But I want to check for lifting. Of course, you want to remove any lifting if there's any on her nails, and this client rarely ever has any lifting whatsoever. I just love the products that I use because so many of my clients have absolutely no lifting, no breaking. The odd one breaks something, but usually they've been really hard on them or hit them. But most of my clients have really nice nails when they come back, so that's always great, and it helps when you have really good professional products that you're using. So using the coarse Carbide bit, it just removes the product so quick. It's a go-to bit for me for removing the color and checking for lifting, because I am using a thicker top coat on these clients, and so when I go down, I have a thicker top coat and color, whereas a lot of people just use a thin top coat, but I prefer the thicker top coat. My clients' nails stay so nice with the thicker top coat, so that's why I use that one. So I'm not going to ramble on the whole video, but I will talk some more when I'm on to the next step of the fill. So I'm just going to let you watch me do the removal and check for that lifting, and then I'll be back when I'm ready to do the next step. noticed when I was doing the removal, I had my 180 grit mini file and I was shaping the nails and shortening a little bit. Sometimes I'll do that when I am removing. Sometimes I'll just wait till I'm done the removal and then I'll go back and shape them. Just depends what I'm feeling for that appointment. And now I am taking the nip bit, and it's a cuticle bit. I like this bit because it lifts up the cuticle so that I can trim them easily with my cuticle nippers. Now taking my cuticle nippers, it's important to get that cuticle and neaten it up. I just like doing that. Some nail techs won't use cuticle nippers, but I was trained with them. I like using them because it just really neatens up the cuticle area for your client. So I'm just going to trim all of them and then we'll get started on applying the hard gel system that I use for all of my clients. I'm just going to bring the camera up a little closer for the thumb because I find if you're watching off an iPhone or any phone, you can't see it as well as if you're watching it on your computer or your iPad. So hopefully you can see it better as I'm trimming it. So if you're wondering, the dust collector I use, it's my favorite dust collector I've ever used. It's from MelodySusie. It's a new release. And I use the little covers on it just to protect that filter so it doesn't get so dirty. Now spraying the nails with nail prep, it removes the oils and dust so products can bond nicely. And this is the magic gel line that I'm using. It's a professional line of hard gels, and this happens to be their primer pen. Really like the primer pen because it doesn't get all over the cuticles or the skin. It just goes where you want it. You just put it on like a pen on the natural nail where there's no product. Oh, I see I just missed a little bit of cuticle there. So sometimes I will go back and I will remove that before I start applying product because it will bug me if I don't. I don't know if you guys are like that, but I have to get rid of it or I'll just keep seeing it and it'll drive me crazy anyways. So the primer pen dries really quickly. So now taking Magic Gel's base coat and just a thin layer of base coat and pushing it into the nail. I find this is the really good trick, I guess you could say, because then they don't have any lifting. If you do all the prep work correctly and then go to apply the base and just really rub it into that nail, a thin layer, and then it'll cure in the UV LED lamp for 60 seconds once I have all of them done. So the next step is applying the builder gel, and I'm using Smooth Eyes from Magic Gel. It's my favorite builder gel. It's really good for clients that put their hands in water a lot. So say a hairdresser or esthetician, anybody like that. and I apply a slip layer first, a thin layer all over the nail, and then I take a bead and I'm just floating it over the nail, making sure it's smooth, the apex is in the right spot, and it's just looking good. And then I will flash cure it and move on to the next one. So this is the last nail I'll show you of applying the builder gel and curing it after, of course. And then we're gonna get into filing, and I have to wipe the nails with some isopropyl alcohol to remove that inhibition layer first. And then I'm gonna take my 180 grit zebra mini file. You can see them there in the video. And I'm just gonna I do more of the shaping than anything. When I do this, I find if you apply your builders correctly, you don't need to spend a lot of time finish filing. So it's more the tip of the nail that I work on than anything. Sometimes I find they're a little bit more bulky than I want, so I'll do a little bit of removal on the front, but that's about it. And then once I'm done them all, I will be taking the buffing block that you see in the video as well, and I'll be smoothing out the nails. So I'll just let you watch me do that, and then I'll be back when we start doing the color and the art on these. So once I'm done buffing, I have to remove the dust, of course. So I have a really nice soft brush that I use for all of my clients, and I dip it in isopropyl alcohol, and it really removes the dust nicely, mostly along the cuticles and the nail, of course, too. So I'll have those down in the description. Moving on to the gel polish. Now this is a sheer polish from Madame Glam. I can't remember what it is offhand, but I found it wasn't really that sheer. She wanted a sheer nail, at least half of the nail to be sheer. And I even mixed it with some top coat before I applied it. I have it on a palette beside me, and it still wasn't sheer enough. So after I'm done applying it all over the nail, I take Madame Glam's Snow White top coat, and I take the brush with some top coat on it and I run it through it, just trying to remove some of that color. If you guys know of a product that is really good for making a really nice sheer black nail without it being so dark and without having streaks in it, can you please let me know what it is? Because I've never found a product that does a really nice black sheer gel polish color. And I know people will say I'll mix it with top coat, but I did that and I'm still finding it's just so dark. I guess I could maybe add more top coat, but if there is a product that is made just for that, please let me know in the comments of this video because I would really like to purchase one. So once it's done, I will cure it for 30 seconds, and I'm doing the other half of the nail. The other half of the nail, she wanted to be a black glitter, so I'm using a Twinkle Flash glitter from Daily Charme. I can't think of the name of it offhand, but it'll be down below too, and I have a coupon code for Daily Charme if you want any of those products that I use in this video. But I do just like half of the nail with a detail brush. I find that the easiest way to do it, and then it'll cure for 30 seconds, and I actually go over it another time. I didn't show it in the video, the second coat, because the first coat looked pretty good. And then there's something else that I'm going to be doing to the nail once I cure it here and I'm happy with the glitter. So she wanted dots on this side, so I'm kind of randomly adding just some black dots with my dotting tool. And I have this set of dotting tools from Daily Charm as well. There's, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them in there, different sizes. It's really a good set if you're looking for one. So put the dots on, cure for 30 seconds. Now I'm adding Daily Charm's Perfect Black to all of the nails. And I just do one coat because the coverage is pretty much amazing. And I only need one coat. So I'll show a couple of the nails and that's it. I'm sure you don't need to see all of the nails being done in black. And then I'll tell you what we're doing for art. I like to use my detail brush around the cuticles so I don't get the black on the dry areas, and then it's really hard to get it out. So the first nail that I'm doing art, I guess this is the second nail, I'm using Daily Charms Velvet Matte Top Coat. If you're looking for a good velvet matte top coat, that one is. And once it cures, I only cure the matte top coat for half of the time. So I think it was like 45 seconds. So I do about 22 seconds. And then I get her to bring her nail out. And then I add the pigment powder to the middle with an ombre brush. You just want to dab it. You don't want too much pigment on there. And then her hand has to go back in the light so the matte top coat can fully cure. Now I'm taking these stickers from Daily Charm. I received them not long ago. I love them. They have the little crystal, red crystal on them. So I applied a spider to the middle of the nail. I love the look of the pigment powder. It's almost spooky looking on the black, and then adding something like a spider on top. It's the perfect Halloween nail if you ask me. So moving on to the next nail, and I kind of slowed it right down so you could see it better. Isn't it cool? So the next nail, I took a stamping plate and can't remember offhand where the stamping plate's from. I'll put it down in the description if I can find the link. And it has a skull on it. It's a Halloween plate. I love using the Halloween plates, and I did it in the white. And it's so cute, I think. It's a great Halloween nail as well to go with the other ones. And now on the thumb, applying the Velvet Matte Top Coat again, cure for half the time. And this is the pigment powder I used. And I'll put the link down for it because you get a few colors in there, as you can see. So you can see I wipe my ombre brush a bit on the paper because you want to remove some of that extra pigment, because you want it to be kind of more dark in the middle and then lighter on the outsides. And I just removed a little bit, I got extra on there. Isn't it nice? And then it goes back in the lamp and cured for the remainder of the time. Now taking another sticker that has a crystal. It's a spider web from those stickers, applying it to the thumb. I love the way it looks. And that is it for the art. Now I'm using my thicker top coat that I was talking about at the beginning. It is my favorite top coat. No chipping happens with this top coat. Rarely any breaks. It is just so good. And then if you feel your nail isn't perfect, this is where I can make it look perfect in my eyes. So that's what I love about it. I do one nail, I flash cure. Then I do the next nails until I get to the end. Then I'll fully cure them. And I'll just let you watch me cover them up, and then I'll be back near the end. So on to the last nail of the thumb. And if you're wondering, those red crystals in those stickers, when I covered them up, they still stayed really shiny. So that's nice. I didn't have to worry about wiping them off because it was going to dull in the crystal. Next, I'll be curing everything for 60 seconds. And when you top coat a nail like this, or all of the nails, and they're done curing, don't wipe them right away when they come out of the light, because they do have a sticky inhibition layer, at least this type of top coat does, and you want to let it cool off. And then when it is cooled off, you can wipe it, and then they'll stay shinier. So here are the finished nails. Love how they turned out. They are such cute Halloween nails. Let me know what you thought of the nails. Have you done any Halloween nails? Do you enjoy doing Halloween nails like I do? If you like this video, could you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel? And I'll see everybody in the next one.